Hi, my name is Patrick. Today we'll discuss the MBA CET syllabus. A lot of students come out and ask, what do I need to study for a particular exam, like the MBA CET, etc. So in that case, we define a syllabus and say this is what you need to study. I'm not saying 100% will come from this, but from the past experience, this is where most of the questions will come from. So if you're comfortable with these topics, you should be good enough to score a good marks as such. Also, you can take a hint from the mocks, what type of questions that come, and accordingly take a choice. So broadly, if I look at MBA CT is broken down into 4 parts. 50 marks is 50 questions because every question has 1 mark. There is no negative mark. So quantitative aptitude has 50 marks, logical reasoning is 75 marks, and abstract reasoning has 25 marks. Abstract is also called visual reasoning. So 200 marks paper broken down into these 4 parts. Let's go a little bit in detail. So when I talk about verbal ability, these are the areas that you can look at. Focused a lot on a little bit of reading comprehension. There'll be around 10-15 questions of reading comprehension. But yeah, there's grammar and vocabulary. So if you look at vocabulary based questions like synonyms, antonyms, analogy, spelling, all that will be there. Okay, apart from that, you have parajumpers, para completion, fill in the blanks, close passage, similar to fill in the blanks, error correction, idioms, proverbs, probable starter, odd one out. So few sentences given what is the odd one out, or a sentence is given what could be a probable starter. So all these are part of verbal ability which is there. So you can study these topics. One source is go Google, look at a topic and try to get questions from there and study. Or you can look at any standard books that train you for either banking exam or for MBA CET if possible and prepare from that. But look at these topics, try to look at all these topics and prepare for these. These are all important topics as far as verbal is concerned. If I go to quant, there's algebra, which is linear and quadratic equation. But there's also a lot of arithmetic, right? From percentage, profit and loss, interest, average, ratio, proportion, mixture, allegation, and so on. Then that time per distance, time and work, obviously. You have modern mathematics like permutation, combination, probability, number system, geometry. All these normal questions, topics are there, which will be asked. Don't go too deep into each topic, but at least these topics will help you to understand what type of questions are asked. You also have a simplification and root, which are normally traditionally have been asked in CET. Nowadays is less, but still you have these questions which are there. Okay, where you have been given a mathematical equation or some numbers and you have to calculate and finally get an answer. That's simplification roots, right? And then you have data sufficiency, be comfortable with it, and data interpretation. So these are topics which you can look at as far as quantitative aptitude is concerned. If I look at data interpretation, you still can further look at line, bar, pi. A lot of questions on tables, case-based when. There's no complicated calculation normally asked. Normally there's simple tables or line or bar that is asked. One of case they may ask you a very different type of question, but most of the time it is based on these type of questions. Comfortable with this should help you to solve the questions. Logic puzzles are a major source of questions. Arrangement, different type of arrangement, right? From circular arrangement, okay, linear arrangement, a lot of different type of arrangement which is there. So matrix based questions, ranking, classification. Ranking can be said to be a type of arrangement itself. And classification, classifying into groups, classifying into different things. So if you're comfortable with these type of questions, it should help as such. So focus on these, right? Then you have coding, decoding, etc. Syllogism, input, output, directions, and blood relations are very common type of questions. You will get these questions everywhere. Pick up and try to solve different type of questions. Same with coding, decoding series, alphanumeric series also. Alphanumeric series, there will be a series of letters, numbers, alphabets given, and there will be some questions based on that. Series can be both number and alphabet series. So you have number series, alphabet series, which you can look at. Then symbol based questions. So you have some symbols given across, and based on that you have to type to. Analogies is common. You have calendars which are there. Calendars, clocks, arithmetic reasoning. These are mathematical operations. Arithmetic reasoning are based on numbers given to you. So based on numbers, you need to reason out and try to get the answer. Okay, then cubes and dice, coded inequality. So inequality, less than, more than, less than equal to, more than equal to, with coding which is given to you. You need to work on that and get the answer. Again, a common type of CET question. And verbal reasoning which is there. Now when I look at verbal reasoning, you have these type of questions. Critical reasoning, strong and weak argument, course of action, cause and effect, statement assumption, statement conclusion. These are a little tricky. But yes, go through it because a lot of questions asked on this. Sizable amount of verbal questions are verbal reasoning. Around 12-13 questions could be verbal reasoning questions. So it makes sense to be comfortable with these type of questions. It normally helps. Last is abstract reasoning, 25, but becomes important. The more you practice abstract, the better you become. Initially, you may find it difficult because a little different type of question which is not asked in any other exam or you have not studied in the past. But the more you practice, the better you become. So look at series, missing figures, analogies. So series like 4 figures are given. What will be the next series? Next question. Okay. Odd one out. I mean, you have 4 figures given. Which is odd one out? Analogy. There's some relation between one figure and second figure. So on. These are commonly asked, these 4 types. Apart from series, is the most common asked. These are not very frequently asked, but you can be comfortable like mirror and water, figure completion, paper cuttings, embedded figures. Not very common, but you can also say counting of triangles and squares also possible, but not very commonly asked. But you can be comfortable with it just in case they asked, right? I hope this helps with regards to understanding the paper pattern of CT, right? Thank you.